Here's everything that just happened at the meeting of the invisible hands that control the Solana blockchain, your mind, and also the weather. Okay, it's probably not quite so dramatic. This is a thing called the Forum. It's run every about 6 months or so by Anza and whoever they invite. So that's people like Jump, who make Fire Dancer, Harmonic and Jito, who make Block Packers, Blue Shift, who make Quasar, Ottersec, who are running Anchor, and also developers of big Solana apps like Squads, the Multisig, BisonFi, one of the big prop AMMs, and a lot of other popular Solana apps. None of this is super secret. You can find most of it on GitHub and Discord, but I wanted to take you through the most relevant things for Solana developers. Let's go. The first thing that was discussed, again, none of this is confirmed, is making more information available within Solana instruction handlers. So you can see which leader is currently processing that transaction. Again, not every leader in Solana has the same behavior. So there's a chance your transaction might want to reject particular leaders. There was also some discussion on showing where inside the slot your transaction is likely to land, because it makes a big difference to your trading if your Oracle update, which changes the price, lands in the first 50 milliseconds of the slot versus the last 50 milliseconds. I also took the opportunity to ask about deterministic block packing, i.e. enforcing some rules on the network so that leaders have to conform to a particular behavior, but that's not going to happen for the next 12 months, and in the meantime, the general consensus seems to be that innovation amongst block packers is a good thing. That's that competition between Harmonic versus Jito versus other block packers. The next thing is a replacement for durable nonces, which are used to sign transactions ahead of time. So if you want to sign something now and then use it down the track, historically people have been using durable nonces. The problem with durable nonces is they're kind of like a blank check. You can reuse that durable nonce on different types of transactions in the future. So if a durable nonce is leaked, it can be pretty disastrous for the people whose durable nonce was leaked. An example of that is the Drift hack actually used durable nonces in part. There are two viable replacements for durable nonces. One is Vector from Blue Shift, and the other is called Programmatic Signer from Anza. There's basically talk about developing them further, working out which one people like, and once each of them have been in production for a while, picking one as the leader and deprecating durable nonces in favor of this replacement. Another thing that's super relevant for traders is Get Account at Slot. It provides a way for you to do backtesting on Solana very easily. Right now, people who want to recreate historical account state have to do weird things with like snapshots and working out the behavior of what the validator was at particular points, and that's not always accurate. Get Account at Slot provides traders a way to see the state of an account at a particular moment in time. There's only one trade-off, which is your RPC provider now needs an additional 2 petabytes to make that happen. Another new innovation was Zark, which is fast zero knowledge for Solana. There's a fun Minesweeper demo below which shows you how fast Zark is, but a more practical use would be token access control list. Say you have an asset that can only be traded by people in a particular jurisdiction, you can use zero knowledge to prove that somebody is within that jurisdiction without actually revealing their identity. People also discuss better ways of testing Solana clusters. In other words, say there's some new feature flag that people want to check, being able to take the whole account state from mainnet and replay that traffic on mainnet with some change made to the cluster configuration. I pointed out there's a bit of an overlap between that and Get Account at Slot, because you could use that to capture mainnet state at a particular moment in time, and then replay traffic against that. It's early days, but let's see what comes of it. There was also discussion on increasing the account lock limit from 64 to 128. That's useful in a bunch of cases. I was working on a vault strategy recently, like an on-chain ETF, and I realized that the 64 account lock limit limits the amount of assets that I can actually store in a single basket, so that is a welcome improvement. Also, Solana ABI version 2 is coming out soon. That will do things like reduce the amount of compute units needed to invoke other programs. For example, every time you call the token program's transfer function, it is now cheaper in terms of compute units. There'll also be lots of little changes for how you handle moving LAN ports around, but honestly, most of that stuff will be covered by Anchor and Quasar, the two big frameworks. Also, Quasar 0.1.0, the first official public release, should be out by the time you're watching this video, if not a few days afterwards. That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video.